Gettysburg. Yes, it is. Well, I don't know what it's like in Gettysburg, but here in Field, it's raining. I'm heading into Gettysburg at a another property again, and I thought as I'm driving in, I won't have time to do the normal dilly dally. I'm actually going to be a couple minutes late. Got delayed getting out the door. Had to take the dog out, all that stuff, but I was just running late altogether. It's hard to. I'm not one of these people who goes by the clock. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. I can't. I freaking cannot stand schedules. I cannot stand appointments. I mean, I understand you got to do it, right? So you do what you do. But whenever I can avoid it, I like to live naturally as best I can. By that I mean up with the sun, down with the sun, and all of that stuff. So I remember the best example of that, the easiest example of that, I should say, being able to do that was when I went to Wyoming. This was it wasn't before the days of cell phones, but it was before my friend or myself had a cell phone. I'd have to say it had to be the year 2000 because it was pre 9/11, and I basically said I'm never flying again unless I can fly private or I can sprout wings and learn after 9/11. So, I mean, I did twice, but I didn't like it. But anyway, my point is that we went out there to one of those working ranches, and we couldn't afford, we wanted to do the City Slickers thing, the cattle drive. But that was big bucks, and we were in college, and so we didn't have that. But we were able to scrounge enough money to go out there and do they call it the hunter's cabin, and it's this cabin 7 miles from the main headquarters of the ranch, to give you an idea of how vast this place was. The ranch itself, the ranch owners owned 67,000 acres, and all of their neighbors owned similar amounts of acreage. There was nothing out there. I remember driving down the one road from the town of Casper to the ranch. It was a dirt road, and you pass other ranches along the way. And there, in the middle of John Wayne country, was a little red schoolhouse. And I said to the girl who was driving, I said, oh, that's cool that they left that there since the old days. And she goes, oh, no, we still use that. Like, that's where the kids of the ranchers go to school. And I was like, whoa, I have stepped back in time. And for the most part, it was the electricity that we had for the refrigerator in the cabin was generated by propane. The lights were also generated by propane. The heat, there was no running water. We had to have water in tanks that we would pour. The drinking water was in a water cooler, but it wasn't actually a cooler. It was just basically a stand with a spigot that the water bottle goes into. And there was no clock in there, and we didn't wear watches, and we didn't have cell phones. So we had no idea what time it was except to go by the sun. And after, I don't even think it was one night, I think after the first night, we awoke with the sun because there was this annoying little songbird right outside my goddamn window. And I remember it woke me up, and I'd look out, and it was like, there was light, but the sun wasn't up yet, but I was up. And then we'd have this full day riding and all that's exploring the canyons and all this stuff. And then we go down with the sun. You come home, you eat, it gets dark, you sit on the porch for a minute, and then you just start dozing off like a bunch of old men. Thinner air helps, I guess. But that was like a full day. And it was really good because it felt like you were in tune with the earth. And I've never felt that way since. But as I get older, I go, you know what? I'm not living by a clock. That's artificial. Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care? If so, I can't imagine why. So, this time of year, it's easy for me to get up super early because the sun's up, and I'm like, oh, there's light outside. I detect the light, while I'm sleeping. I can detect it through the window, even if it's not strong. And I get up and I go. But today, the cloud cover, the rain, thrown me off, and I got a late start too. We all got it. Even the dog got a late start. Usually, she wakes us up barking because there's a cat outside the window that roams around the neighborhood, and there's no going back. And of course, it's 20 minutes before Cindy's alarm goes off, so we lose all that sleep. But anyway, yes, now I'm going to look at a property which I'm late for, and I'm pissed about that. But I texted the realtor right before. This. Hey, let's see who's here. Phil, good morning, Phil. Matthew Gillespie, good morning to you. One-E Nerd, good morning. Hey, One-E Nerd, I thought you were coming to the Jim Hessler show at the seminary. You missed a good one. Fraser Baby says good morning. And so does Michael. And Similamatic says Pennsylvania. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, not South Dakota. Michael, 6 questions, says, hi, Canavan, good morning. All right, here we go. Arnold has something here. He says, morning, Matt. Any codes we should use when registering for CWI conference so that Addressing Gettysburg gets credit? I would just mention it. Yeah, okay, so last year, there was a discount. They haven't told me about that this year. I know last year, Pete Carmichael came up with the discount and told the staff. I don't know if they're carrying that over. I will ask that question for you. But I would say when you sign up, call to sign up just to find out, and tell them that you heard about it on Addressing Gettysburg. And I would assume that would make them do something. Don't hold me to that though, because I haven't talked to them, so I don't know. That is a great question. I will try to find that out by Thursday so that when I do the live read for it, I can mention it if it's available to you. Thank you. And also, you best come by the room and say hi when we're at CWI. Ty Webb says, you wore assless chaps and nothing under them while you were out there, didn't you? Listen, Ty, when you have an opportunity to do something that you can't easily do around civilization, you do it, all right? I told my friend I'm going out for a ride on my own. And then once I got over the first bluff out of the sight of the cabin, I dismounted, went into my saddlebag, pulled out the assless chaps, took off the jeans, put them in the saddlebag, wore the assless chaps, and I had the worst case of saddle sores on my ass. I didn't last 100 yards from that. Saddle leather, rubbing like that on your ass cheeks is just, you need pants. The assless chaps I discovered after doing that, that's an aesthetic thing for parties or parades. That's not a practical use of chaps on a horse. The chaps go over the jeans. The jeans protect your ass from the saddle, the chaps from the brush, from snake bites, all these other things. So that was a big miscalculation on my part. The worst part was my poor friend had to rub a salve on my ass cheeks every morning, which was just humiliating for both of us, to be honest, for both of us. Garrick says, morning, Matt, watching from my desk at the construction site at Wellspan, New York. Very nice. Hello to all the Wellspan people. Eugene, wow, that's a long... Eugene Kleiss, Brunswick, train fan, farm lover of videos. That sounds like an interesting channel if you make your own videos. I might have to follow you, Eugene. I'll just refer to you as Eugene, though, because that's a mouthful. Eugene says, hello, how are you today? Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning to you. One nerd said, brake system went bad and thought it best to limp home. Looked like a blast that night from the Facebook picture post. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're still a patron, but if you are, you get to see the paint drying process of editing these shows. Although a few videographers in the audience have suggested to me using a feature called multicam, which I was always aware of, but you got to understand, I'm like always up against the clock, and so everything I do, there's no downtime for me to sit and spend a day learning something new. So I just have to keep going with what I know. But I said, you know what, I'm going to take an hour. If I can't figure it out in an hour, then I'll worry about it later. And I watched a tutorial and played with it a couple times, and within an hour I found that multicam is way easier, and that's what I'll be editing July 3rd in. My question though for the video people is, do I do my color correction and grading on the clips before I make the multicam track, or do I, multicam timeline, or is there a way to do that? Because they're all different, obviously. It's 5 different cameras. 2 cameras are the same make and model. The other ones are whatever we can scrounge together, so it's gonna need some work. Arnold says, you are the only reason I go to CWI. Don't want to bother you, so I generally stay away. All right, let me just say right now, because I hear this all the time, it does not bother me when you don't say hi. It bothers me when I find out you were within arm's reach and you didn't say hi. To me, that's strange. Say hi. I'm very friendly. I like talking to people. I'm only an asshole when you give me a reason to be. That's just New Jersey. Otherwise, I'll be everybody's friend. So by all means, when you see me, say hello. Believe me, it's not annoying, it's a pick-me-up. And I need a lot of pick-me-ups. So don't think you're annoying me or you're bothering me. You could literally see me in the middle of being arrested, and I would still come over and say hi. In fact, then I really would like it if you came over and say hi and caused a problem, and then now it becomes more about you and I can maybe slip away. So that would be great. You know, side of the road, something like that. You say, oh, there's Matt getting arrested, you know, oh, drunk in public or something, you know. I don't drink anymore like I used to, but, you know, still, the point I'm trying to make is there's no reason you should not. Okay, maybe if I'm, like, arguing with somebody. No, then diffuse that situation. There's no reason you shouldn't come and say hello, Arnold. Anybody. So please do. And you're not bothering me. Everybody's welcome. They give us a big room upstairs on the 2nd floor for CWI. We set up our stuff in the corner, and there's a whole big room there. You can slip in. If I'm in the middle of something, you can slip in, and there will be somebody else around who will come over and say hi to you, and you can tell them who you are and whatever, and they'll let you in there. We let everybody in. Everybody's welcome. Unlike, you know, other things, this is not an exclusive club. This is a club where all walks, all types are welcome and encouraged to join us. We are the island of misfit toys in many ways, but we are the actual cool kids. We are not the cool kids table, but they're not the actual cool kids. We are, because well, we are, and you'll see when the anniversary videos come out, you'll see just how cool everybody is. Ty says Matt gave okay, let's see. Matt gave bareback riding a whole new meaning. Yeah, that was another thing I misinterpreted. I didn't realize that the horse has a bareback. I thought that meant I was supposed to ride the horse nude. And in the morning when the wrangler said, hey, a horse got loose, you left the gate open, you're gonna have to go out with the halter and get him and bring him in bareback. I thought to myself, like, what does my clothing situation have to do with anything? But, you know, he's the wrangler. He knew what to do. I was learning, so I said, okay, boss. Went out on the porch, stripped down, got the halter and bridle, lead line, and went out and got the horse, brought it back. It was a long walk. I had to walk both ways, about a mile. But I brought him back, and my friend and the wrangler were standing there just doubled over with laughter. And they're like, "What the F are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, you told me to bring him back bareback." And he goes, "I meant ride him bareback." And I go, "Well, I don't know how to get on him. He doesn't have a saddle." And he goes, "No, but the horse is bareback, not you, you idiot." And it was embarrassing. Absolutely humiliating. Logan says, "What have I just got myself into?" Logan, just buckle in and enjoy the ride. All right, let's see here. That unfortunate friend has been named Cheeks ever since. That's absolutely right. Cheeks Bonfanti. Cheeks. Oh, God almighty. Ashley says, "Good morning." Good morning, Ashley. How are you? Yeah, Arnold, just call them. I got a discount code. Okay, Mike got a discount code. Okay, good. This is why I need an assistant. Because these are things I don't think to ask. I just, it's like my mind is on other tasks. So I'm glad you guys asked that question. I'm glad Mike found out and has the answer. Gene says, "Message retracted." Ghost, hello, Ghost. Button of like. That's right. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button, folks. Gene says, "I come in late and see a comment about assless chaps." What? Matt starring in Bareback Mountain, excuse me. And Garrick says, "I feel like I'm watching Brokeback Mountain." Oh, God. Well, none of that's true, but Ty Webb is a good, what do you call that? Pitcher. He pitched, oh, here we go. He pitched a premise, and I caught it, and I went with it. What do you want me to do? I'm going to just go, because that person's taking forever. And I'm going to cut through the lot here. It's been a long time, now I'm coming back home. I wish I knew how to quit you. Oh, what a disturbing movie. It really flipped the whole cowboy image on its ass. You know what I mean? What a good time. What a good time we've had in this country. Hey, listen, I'm about to go to the property, so I will talk to you guys later. I hope it's not raining where you are. We will muddle through and bear the brunt of this horrific weather so that you don't have to. Just make sure you become a patron to thank us. Patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg, or get that big tax-deductible donation over to dhpioneers.com. See you in a bit.